Welcome to part 5 of our live training session here with our K24 swapped Honda Civic Si. In this tutorial, we're going to be focusing on switching over to our high cam or VTEC operation and dialing in our part throttle area and wide open throttle area for 0-degree variable cam, fuel, and spark timing tables. This is going to be the basis for moving forward for the rest of the calibration on the high cam operation. We have a lot of things to talk about here. Let's jump in so we can check this out. Welcome back to our live training session here with our K24 swapped Honda Civic Si. Now, the last tutorial we worked through our low cam mapping for fuel, spark, and variable cam. We have that nailed down. We're now ready to turn our attention into doing our high cam tuning or VTEC tuning. We're specifically going to be looking and focusing on this tutorial at the 0-degree variable cam timing target. This is going to make sure that our fuel and spark timing at 0-degree are dialed in, as well as our knock sensitivity tables. If you recall, on our low cam tuning tutorials, we had to go into our knock sensitivity tables and remap those so that we were able to have an accurate knock detection, and that knock count would actually show as a count when we had a knock event. So we're gonna have to do the same similar thing here with our high cam operation. I don't know if we need to edit them at all. I'm anticipating to be based on the knock sensor output with all the aftermarket internals of this engine. And the stiffer mounts, it's probably going to have that same type of false knock reading simply because the knock thresholds need to be raised up for this particular engine. We'll work through that as we go through in the tutorial here. Now, what we're going to do is lock our VTEC in. We're going to learn how to do that here, and we're going to go in and make editing changes quickly to our spark timing table mounts so that we have really low spark timing to do our baseline pulls with, and then we can bump the timing in from there, but we're going to have low spark timing so we can deal with the knock sensitivity tables. We're going to go and change all of this up here. One thing we want to make sure, first things first, is that we are locked onto 0-degree when we're doing our high cam tuning. So if we move in here to our software and we go up here into the little icons here, this is going to be the variable cam movement icon, or the variable cam target table, I should say. This is going to be commanding where the variable cam needs to go to. So the one signifies that we're on low cam. We've already mapped this out. The other one here signifies that we're on high cam. That's our number 2. We want to make sure that the values in here are at 0 degrees, which they are right here. That way we don't need to worry about going in and not targeting the correct variable cam timing, which could make things more complicated here. So we've set it at 0, so we're good here. Let's jump in and take a look at our fuel table. So let's jump in here to our number 2 icon here, and we're going to make sure we're on our 0-degree. Now, we've set our breakpoints here from 36 all the way up here to 8600. So we've rescaled and renormalized our breakpoints so they're more usable for our particular engine. Now, typically with VTEC on a K24 engine with good bolt-ons, we'll find that VTEC engagements anywhere from a roughly 36 to roughly 4000. Kind of depends on the combination of parts that you have. Usually 3800, 3850 is the sweet spot, as we'll probably find. That gives you a good compromise between drivability off the dyno and making good power production. We can set our load threshold so that VTEC has to meet a pretty high load for it to engage at a lower engine speed, so we're not locked into VTEC in cruising conditions. But what we're going to find is that we've remapped everything here relative to where I'm anticipating running the VTEC point as the lowest here at 3600. The values in the table, I don't know if they're going to be relevant or not. What we can do here, just as a cross check, we can look at what the low cam was commanding on our fuel table in terms of our raw fuel values here. We see in the last couple columns 1700, 2000, 2100. If we go here to our high cam, we're going to find that we should see relatively similar values here. So 17, 2000, 21, 2200. We have ballpark values that should work. We're going to start with these and tweak and adjust them as needed, but we'll use these as our starting point. Let's jump in here to our spark timing. Now, this is what I want to go ahead and detune so that when we're going in and we're doing our full throttle pulls under load, we can look at what the knock sensor is showing us at low spark timing. We have little to no chance for knock to happen when we're going to be at very low spark timing amounts. If we see a lot of noise output and amplitude output of the knock sensor and it's generating a bunch of knock counts, that's going to tell us that it's noise and we need to go and raise up our knock thresholds. So we need to have a lower amount here in the table to establish our baseline and get the knock thresholds table worked out so that when we're doing our pulls, if we get knock count showing in our logs, it's going to show us real knock count and not false knock count as we're walking up our spark timing during this calibration process. So hopefully it makes sense. What I'm going to do is jump in here to columns 1 through 6. I'm going to do Control J and just bump these down by 10 degrees of timing. We're pulling down our timing very, very conservative level to do our very first pull. This should be completely safe, and it'll at least give us a relevant starting point. Now here at our column 5, I'll reduce this one down here at something. Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here, and you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.